My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. My friends, I'm just trying to make you a little money. My job is not just to teach you, but to entertain you. So call me at 1-800-743-CBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. Just because there's a flurry of business announcements by President Trump does not mean the sky is falling. Especially when he's doing exactly what he told you he was going to do, putting tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China. Yet that's all I heard last night and this morning, where once again we heard that the world was ending, with the market looking like it's about to fall apart, only to rebound when we got an amenable statement from the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. Suddenly went from down about 2% to the Dow finishing just off 123 points. It was positive 1 point. S&P dropping 0.76%. NASDAQ losing 1.2%, but it was the worst last night. Looks like the end of the world, though, didn't occur. Now, I want to take a moment here to talk about panic. I think many investors had a panic attack last night because President Trump quickly announced these tariffs, 25% on Mexico, 20% on Canada, except for oil, which is 10%, and 10% on China. Now, these moves were shocking to many people, which is insane to me. Candidate Trump said that he would take that. He said he told you again and again that he was going to take these actions against these countries. So how the heck do you convince yourself that he won't do it? There was one part of this that was surprising in a good way. I figured China would get the highest tariffs and Canada would get the lowest. Given that Canada's a terrific ally, the 25% duty on the goods seemed pretty radical, especially since it's not like we have a big fentanyl or migration crisis on the Canadian border, do we? Plus, they seem relatively innocent as far as trade policy goes. But President Trump said over and over again that Canada was taking advantage of us, so they got hit. By the way, the 10% break we got with Canadian oil was a serious concession because they send us 4 million barrels a day, and there's no place to store it if we stop taking delivery. Canada was surprised and didn't have much of a plan except to hit us with their tariffs of their own. I don't blame them for being somewhat blindsided. I know that Prime Minister Trudeau got a stay of tariff execution after the close. 1 month could bode well for tomorrow. But there was a way to change the narrative with our president. You just had to be more like Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico. Sheinbaum, she was ready. She knew that Trump was going to change the rules. She knew he had the upper hand. She understood his goals: stop illegal immigration, stop the fentanyl. She knew that that was in her interest, too. What was not in her interest was a trade war. Sheinbaum didn't want to throw her country into recession just because Trump was doing what he threatened to do. The market was hideous until Trump gave her the 30-day pause after she committed 10,000 Mexican National Guard troops to the border to stop the immigration, fentanyl, and also automatic weapons. Look, I have no idea if President Trump was surprised. Maybe he had planned it. I don't know. But I do know this. He can already claim a victory. He can say that he got Mexico to do what he wanted Mexico to do. He gave them a path, and they took it. Last night, it felt like most investors believed that every leader would respond in kind. China had a little bluster, but it seemed that they understood they got off easy. I think the Chinese will see the 10% number go higher if they're recalcitrant. To me, this one's obvious. The president told me there could be some good news with China when I interviewed him on the floor of the exchange after the election. I have no idea why he went so easy on the Chinese. But it's possible that he might want to try to extend an olive branch to China, at least to start. If he had started 25%, he wouldn't have much room to navigate, would he? What would he do? Now, though, he's got plenty of room. And China's nose is getting a pretty good deal. I think they should do something, maybe take it. Oh, and a lot of people were bummed that Trump moved on tariffs first. He also didn't tell us that Elon Musk would start some real Doge work, creating havoc by taking action to save taxpayer money, even if most of these savings were probably unconstitutional. Again, why do people not believe Musk? Does he impress you as someone who doesn't care, who's moved on? Again, if you didn't believe the president's campaign rhetoric, you were indeed shocked. If you did believe, then there was nothing surprising here at all. Now, there's some real crazy stuff that happened today. If you offered a value meal, your stock went up higher. Brinker, Darden, Dutch Bro, McDonald's, Starbucks, they all moved higher. Hey, even Chipotle, which could have a real avocado problem, did quite well today, and they're about to report their quarter tomorrow. Wow. This group made no sense to me at all. Tariffs can make dinners more expensive, but the market was indifferent because they're domestic operations. How about Costco? Well, you got a big tomato field near me in Mexico. Walmart, they both really rallied, even as they do sell a lot of Mexican vegetables. Less crazy? Healthcare. Easy. Many of them report this week, and they're down pretty hard from their highs. What an easy group to buy. Safety stocks if tariff causes a recession. Medical devices rallied big. IDEX Labs, the vet supplier, reported an amazing quarter, and it roared. We got some furious action, old-fashioned fintech, too. MasterCard, Visa. And, of course, Palantir. Holy cow. I mean, ain't no stopping Palantir now. It's on the move. I said it was going to go above 100, which is actually par in Wall Street parlance, and it sure did. Now, we had a lot of tech stocks trading down pretty hard in pre-market action, but many rallied from the bottom as traders realized that the tariffs weren't so horrible for the group. Now, I don't want to say that we had some sort of clearing event today, that somehow we got a crescendo and a lot of techs and the sellers are finally done. Many of these stocks came back from oblivion, but Alphabet and Amazon report this week, and they've got to be good. They also have to say that they're standing by NVIDIA, lock, stock, and Blackwell, their most expensive new chip. In the afternoon, we heard and off the cuff President Trump talking about a sovereign wealth fund, and after the bell, he signed one into law. I mean, talk about something that can move the tech stocks up. They've been in the doghouse lately. Anything's possible with this guy, although that was not a campaign promise. He said he might buy ByteDance, the Chinese owner of TikTok, which is in limbo. Who knows where that money's going to come from? Beats the heck out of me, and probably everybody else. I think it's time for the people who hate President Trump, or those who hate parts of his agenda, to recognize something. They got to recognize that most presidents try to follow through on their campaign promises, even if it might hurt the stock market. Trump's not focused on conventional inflation. He's not focused on the Fed and interest rates. He doesn't even focus on the supermarket. He's focused on tariffs because he believes that's how he can make America great again. He's tariff man. You may think the tariffs don't make America great again. Hey, maybe you think they're terrible policy, or that these blanket tariffs are downright insane. It doesn't matter. You're not the president of the United States. Believe me, Trump's not going to hold back on his agenda just because you think it's a bad idea. So here's the bottom line. Stop panicking when Trump does something you think is crazy. And remember that he promised to do most of this stuff before he was elected, and he still won. Many say this is a precarious moment. I heard that again and again. I simply say you got what your country voted for. Whether you like it or not, it really doesn't matter. So get used to the turmoil. You don't have to enjoy it. But remember that, in the end, the president sure does. Let's go to Scott in Tennessee. Scott.
Hey, Jim. Huge fan of the show.
Thank you, Scott.
Eagles.
Thank you. Go Birds.
Yeah. I was calling you. I was interested in what your thoughts are on Oracle. I've been acquiring, shares over time,
right.
Dollar cost averaging, and it's been kind of flat for the last 5 months or so. So I was wondering what your thoughts are on it.
Well, I mean, Oracle had this gigantic move. I mean, just huge. And everyone thought that it was just terrific. And then what happened, frankly, is that we got all the great news, and now we're waiting for more great news. And I don't see any more great news. I think you have to wait until they report. And when they report, they're going to have something really special. But it's not till March 11th. I think it'll be biding time in the stock for now. I want to go to Bill in Massachusetts. Bill.
Jim, I just wanted to say thank you for your honesty and your integrity when it comes to the stock market. I really do enjoy it.
Thank you. You got to put yourself out there and say the good with the bad. And I say a lot of bad. I say a lot of things I made a mistake on. I think that's what makes me authentic. How can I help you?
As a club member, I recently sold some of my tech, and I invested into BlackRock and Goldman Sachs. Today, I did add to my BlackRock, and I'm wondering, should I add more to Goldman Sachs? I really do like it. And
I think Goldman is incredible. The stock sells at 13 times earnings. It's doing amazingly well. I think it is a solid buy. I saw it down at one point today, so low, 622 was terrific. BlackRock might be down because Vanguard cut its fees. I trust Larry Fink. I think it's a great opportunity to buy, and you saw it because you're a club member that we picked at some today. And thank you for being a member of the club. Let's go to, Joe in New Jersey. Joe.
Hello, Mr. Cramer. Thank you for taking my call.
Always, Joe. Great to have you on the show, and thank you for calling in. Thank you for being consistent. How can I help you?
On my way to work, about a mile and a half away from my house, I've been watching this beautiful warehouse go up. About a year or so later, it's up, and it's called Vertiv. I never heard of it. I look it up, and it manufactures digital infrastructure for data centers. Do I buy this company?
All right, this is Fortive. This is Fortive? Fortiv or Fortive? Vertiv or Vertiv? Okay, look, Vertiv, you need to know that the chairman of Vertiv is Dave Cote. He was my former next-door neighbor. He's a brilliant industrialist. The stock is down very big. It's involved with data centers. Indeed, it's actually a data center play. And I think the stock has come down enough that I think you should buy some. But, Joe, not all. Not all and not all at once. This is a wild trader. And if it's a wild trader, you don't need to stick your neck out. All right. Look, it's just not worth selling and saying the sky is falling every time Trump does something that you think is crazy. Remember, most of these things are things that he promised. So get used to the turmoil or get out. Oh, man, Money tonight. We're officially 1 month into 2025. I'm outlining the S&P 500 stocks that stood out and sank in the market's January action. Plus, the company behind Uggs and Hoka posted a hideous decline after a report last week. I'm going to tell you if I think Deckers is a buy or a sell at these levels. And later, I'm getting a read on how President Trump's tariffs might shake up supply chains in my off-the-tape exclusive with Flexport. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.